Raleigh's puppies are 2 weeks old now, and they are growing so quickly. But oh yeah, I need to tell you guys about a story that wrapped up this weekend. Don't I, Miss Pink? All of our families ask us constantly, is there any way that we can take care of their puppy for the first 4 weeks? Crate training and potty training are the biggest concerns that people have. And one of our families that was buying, oh, hey, it's okay. One of our families that was buying, oh, Raleigh, I got her, it's okay, was buying a puppy from us that lived in New York, was super concerned. It was their first dog. They were really concerned that they were not going to be able to handle crate training. They were so nervous about leaving their puppy alone and just having to be separated from them. They were concerned that they were going to give in and just let this puppy be in their bed. And I told them that I could not do it. I just don't have the setup to be able to take care of a puppy while we're taking care of these puppies for somebody else past their go home date. So I had an awesome idea of asking my mother-in-law, Ruth, did she feel up to the challenge? She raised Genevieve, which is one of our guardian dogs who's retired, and she did a phenomenal job with her. She is such a good puppy trainer. So I asked her and she said yes. So we loaded Maple up and we headed down to Wilmington 4 weeks ago to get them started on their training. But it's been like 7 or 8 years since Ruth has trained a puppy. So she had to do some refreshing and to make sure that she was going to be up to the task. It worked out so well. We went down there this past weekend and picked up Maple, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So every week we checked in with Ruth and Maple and did a little video conference and gave him a report card of how well he was doing with his sit, with his crate training, how many hours. Hey, shh. It's okay. Shh. They do not love nail clipping, but it's something that they have to get used to because it needs to happen on a regular basis. And it'll happen at their grooming. And it's super important that we make sure that they don't have long nails because when they're nursing, they use their paws and they push against Raleigh, and we don't want anybody to get mastitis or any type of infection because they get a scratch. So back to the story. So every week we were able to check in and give updates with the family that lives in New York and just be able to show the progress that Maple had done. And by the time that Maple was 4 weeks there, so he was 12 weeks old, he was sleeping through the night. Hey, shh. He was sleeping through the night. He was going in his crate without any kind of whining or anything. He was utilizing that snuggle puppy and the blanket and a dog bed. And he slept all the way until 6 the next morning, which was amazing. Well, everybody else is nursing, so I'm just going to have to wait for their nail trims. But we are so proud of him. He could also sit on command. He could lie down on command. And then the best part about this was this family is, they work during the day, but they work in their apartment. But they weren't going to be able to take Maple out to go to the bathroom every 30 minutes. I mean, they live in a high-rise apartment. So they wanted Maple potty trained on the on the potty tray. And it worked so well. Maple got so good at going on the potty tray that he had the free reign of the whole half the house. So they have a kitchen, dining room, and a living room all connected into one. And he was able to walk around, and when Ruth would notice that Maple was starting to kind of sniff and to see that he was about to go potty, she would say, "Maple, go potty." He would walk over to his tray and go potty. It was amazing to watch. I was so impressed. But he was also able to go outside when they would take him on walks and do other things outside, like play fetch with Genevieve. He was able to go to the bathroom out there too. So it was the best of both worlds because I know that it's going to be super helpful for the family not to have to go out every 30 minutes while they are getting Maple used to the new house in New York City. So the best part about being able to spend a couple of days with Maple and Ruth was that I learned all of their commands. Hey, shh. All right, look, let's try doing this way. I learned all of their commands so I could easily give that information over to our family in New York City. So that way they felt super confident about taking Maple home. and being able to continue on his training with them. And John Paul was a little nervous about taking such an older puppy on the plane, but the best part was that the flight attendants let John Paul keep the puppy carrier in his lap the entire time. So Maple just got to stay with John Paul and got to stay like perfectly content, right? Perfectly content with him the whole flight. And he got to go to the Delta Lounge and keep his head out the entire place there too. So they got to spend a good amount of quality time before they got on that airplane, which built up a lot of trust. Then they landed and the family was so happy to meet Maple. I mean, they waited 4 extra weeks to pick up this puppy and the day was finally there. And then we called and checked in with them that night and they said that things were going so smoothly and that Maple had settled in really nicely to his new puppy playpen. Spending so much time with Maple and seeing what a great job my mother-in-law did. Oh, that turned off. 1 second. Made me feel super inspired to get going with Honey. She is doing really good with her basics. So far she has learned to sit and she can do that without a treat, which I am very proud of her for. And then she is able to do down with a treat. And sometimes I have to put her in the position and sometimes she can do it independently. But I think the biggest thing for me and for our family is I need to sign up for those Baxter and Bella classes instead of just working with her throughout the day in little bits and pieces. She is definitely starting to grow and she is learning that she can push those boundaries. Like now she loves to go in the backyard behind the bushes and doesn't exactly come when I say, honey, it's time to go inside, come. I need to work on come, I need to work on down. And those are 2 of the basics that I really want to master in the next couple of weeks. The thing that I love about Honey and that she is doing fantastic on is the fact that she can self-soothe and she can play independently. She loves Bella so much and she will play with her, rest, and go play by herself. She is wonderful at doing that. And she loves playing with Raleigh too, because she likes going after these ears and her tail. And Raleigh loves playing with her, so it's not like an annoying little sister. She likes to let her play. But she can be in her puppy playpen and we don't even have to we don't hear anything from her. She can rest, she can do her puzzles, she can do all sorts of things. And we can be in the living room with her and her puppy playpen and she is so content, which I think is a great feature for all puppies to have. We are wrapping up early neurological stimulation with these guys. After 2 weeks, we start switching to sound stimulation. And I cannot believe that time is going so quickly. Raleigh is being a really devoted mom. And you can see how well she cleans these puppies with how wet they are. Look at that little leg. She does a great job of cleaning them and taking care of them. And Raleigh is in a little bit of a unique position at our house right now because she's the only mom that we have here. So we can just leave her area open because Bella definitely doesn't come in here. And Raleigh gets to just kind of have free reign. She gets to come in, she gets to go out and see her puppies and then come right back out with us. And I think that is really a great thing for her to be able to do. And she's gonna leave us in just like 2 or 3 weeks, which is so sad. I'm gonna miss her so much. She is a really good mom. And it's been sweet to watch her become a mom because this is her first time. But yeah, this early neurological stimulation is so helpful and just really helps our puppies be a really well-rounded and socialized dog. So it is taking all 5 positions. They get held upright. They get held with their head down. They get put on this little cold pack. They get their paws pressed, like pressure in their paws. And then the last one is them on their back. And what this does is it creates a stressful situation, but nothing that's too stressful. And then their body can recover. Oh, it's okay. And if they start to wiggle like that, I either put them closer to their mom or pull them closer to my chest so that way they feel more secure in what's going on. But their body goes through this stressful response and then they recover from it. And then it's teaching their body, shh, hey, shh, it's okay. It's teaching them that they can handle a stressful situation like when they get older. So for example, that's a lot of whining. Hey. I think Black wants that nipple and Tan is laying on top of it. And he's like, excuse me, I'd like you to get out of the way, please. But they are able to take these stressful responses, utilize that response, and then know when they're older that they can handle something like a car horn or a siren and be able to go through those types of things and come out on the other side a really happy, happy dog. Yeah, it's okay. But after this, we will work on sound stimulation from 2 to 4 weeks. And so you guys will definitely see that process next. That is awesome. She just didn't like being upside down. You did so good. But you might notice that we only have 6 puppies here instead of 7. And unfortunately, Mr. Red Collar, last week, he just decided he just stopped eating, and we tried everything. We tried putting Caro syrup to spike his blood glucose to give him some more energy to try to start nursing. We tried Nutrimate, which is colostrum that we order, and nothing seemed to just get his energy level back up to where he could nurse. He did not have any interest in nursing anymore. And so unfortunately we did lose him, and we of course called our veterinarian to ask if there was anything else that we could do to just help him rebound. And she just told us at 1 week old, there's nothing that they can do. So it was really a sad loss for us. And Raleigh, she did spend a lot of time caring for him while he was on the heating pad or while we were trying to help get him to nurse. But in the end, he just wasn't able to pull through. And she has done a good job rebounding, though. She did look for him for a little bit, but she has been so attentive to her puppies and to these guys that are with us that she hasn't been too sad. She's been able to overcome it really quickly. But we just have to focus on the babies that are here, and they are all growing at a rapid pace and doing really, really well. And so we're just going to keep focusing on them and enjoying those moments together with them. But next week, we are super, super excited that we are going to be able to show you our potty trays are going to be delivered. And we will show you just the massive amounts of boxes and movement that we are going to be doing and shipping those out as soon as they land in our laps. We are going to be getting those out to you guys right away as quickly as possible, and I'm sure we're definitely going to include some of that fun footage in next week's video.